All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Tony Daly, or well, a teacher. I don't know actually who this is going to, but this is from what I understand from the assignments, I am going to kind of explore here. And I'm going to report on what it is that I'm seeing. So let's start off by kind of explaining right here. I got my server going. Oh, did I really shut that down? Right here. I like to keep things manual. So first thing I'm going to start up my server, which I've done, and I'm inside the manager now, kind of work it a little bit. So I like to keep it manual so that I can start it up and stop it. So I'm not using my computer's resources unnecessarily. Starting off here, it looks like we are exploring with the dot system or the system parameters to kind of help us explore more physically, it seems, like where we are located. So before we can start, let's get a query going. And let's start with our select statement. Select all. And we are going from the system. About tables. Let's do that. And right here, what this will do is it's going to pull our tables from our master file, which is located in our database here in system database. And I haven't really looked at the tables here, but too much. But it looks like we've got monitor fallback. It looks like just some basic structural files here that just kind of keep things running a little more smoothly, but it's not all that interesting. So let's pull it into one of the databases we created last week. So let's go into sales orders really quick. If we execute the files here, what we're seeing is all the information associated. So obviously that's coming from right there. This represents all information. And when we go to system.tables, is essentially telling us, all right, let us pull all the systems tables specifically. Which if we click inside the sales here, it's when we specify dot the system, it's like telling us all this, and then we're specifying tables, and it's going to be only recorded information. That's why we don't see these three up here. So only things that actually have columns of information inside there. So we see all of this, and that is just all information associated. I think we can continue on here if we wanted to create another select statement. And we would like to select all information as well from the let's go with dot file database. So database file, data files, yeah, database files. And we can go ahead there. We're still in the sales order and see. I think what we're going to be doing here, what I'm going to be seeing is sys.database files. We're going to see where these are located physically. So let's go ahead and execute that. See, we have our second query here, and it looks like it is indeed that. We have the file ID, file guide, which I assume, or maybe it's GUID, can't really say. Assume that's something specific to help us locate the file. But let's look at the physical name because that's what I'm most familiar with in File Explorer. So we can see that this is located in our C drive in our program files folder with the Microsoft SQL Server folder, and then specified to its actual location there. This is pretty useful information, honestly. As you can probably tell, like, I have a small computer here, so it's not a big deal being able to locate that stuff or find that information. As it is, this is honestly a very small database, so it's pretty easy to maneuver. But I could see if you were looking at a larger scale database, a full-on corporation that held multiple, let's like think of an external IT source company, where they handle multiple companies like IT, and they act as a database for customers and all that. And that's part of what they do, right? Let's say you're the guy in charge of maintaining this, you're going to have a lot more of all of this going on, right? You're going to have a lot more of these, and physically running through each one of these is easy when it's small, but when it gets bigger, I think that's when it becomes more difficult. So I feel like what you're doing here, and not just that, you also have to locate, since you're external, these databases, physical, like this one would be located in, another city. This would be located in another physical direction, another physical location, and so forth, right? So using these system, I want to say parameters, we're able to better locate these physically and actually know where it is that these are being handled. For example, the sales order, let's say, if we're using my home, let's say it's in the city of Soldotna, located at the library, right? Oh, sorry, let's go with, school district, sales library. Being able to do this would allow us to locate, what hard drive or where they're physically placed. And it allows us to, do stuff like create backups, if we need to, we can locate it more easily, because while this database is linked directly to all these and we can access by using commands and such, there is still a physical location. If I were to pull up my file explorer here, there is a physical location here, right? But if I'm working remotely, I have to find, what company I'm working for, what company there is, and I have to go find that information, and I have to physically do it there, and I'm sure there's commands that allows you to manipulate it through the database, but there's also, you would have to find that information. Sometimes it's easier just to go to physically there, copy it, and create a backup that way, especially if your SQL server isn't working correctly, or you're in an emergency situation where you're not able to command things and you have to reboot or get the information directly. I think that what I'm seeing here is a very powerful tool to manipulate our server on a more definitive level. And I think this is very good information. This is good for us to be able to know, to use. Obviously there's still a lot that I think don't fully understand, mainly the different parameters. It looks like we have a couple here. So if we were to type in sysdot, I can pull up all objects, parameters. It looks like I can go even more specific. Modules, types, keys, that'd be kind of useful if I'm looking for specific keys of a different, of a specific database. That would help me like connect or interjoin multiple tables a little bit easier if I had all that I could just pull up really quick. Master keys, encryptions, it looks like there's a lot that I can do with these to give me information and manipulate. And just from right here, I can navigate through them. I'm sure if I wanted to, I could specify without having to press all this, and unfortunately don't know that information right now, but yeah, I think this is a pretty cool little bit of information. Hope that works as far as what I am seeing and presenting. And yeah, I will talk to you all later. I'm signing off.